Okay, it's 6 o'clock, so I'll call this Wednesday, April 8th, 2026 Board of Trustees meeting and have the clerk call the roll.
President Brown,
Here.
trustees Donaldson,
Here.
Dykstra, Camphor,
Here.
Mangan, here, Shunkweiler,
Here.
Maverick. We have a quorum.
All right, if you'd all please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay, we'll move on to president's remarks. Andy, can you think of anything that we need to announce?
Just one more reminder of the April 22nd special meeting to address the budget and a few other items.
And a reminder, if anybody on the board has any good candidates for our zoning and planning commission, we'll have an opening on that. And then Roland, do we know anything about Arbor Day yet?
Not yet, but we do have the Boneyard Creek Community Day upcoming. It's
Okay.
April 18th, and we're still looking for volunteers. And should be information. Village's website, Facebook.
Be able to come out and help pick up, I assume, trash along different routes and so.
Yes.
All right, we'll move on to public comment. Seeing no public, I will call for public comment once. Having no public, we'll close public comment and we'll move on to the consent agenda. As a reminder, the items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine in nature or have already been discussed by the Board of Trustees. They will be approved together by one motion, second, and a roll call vote. Unless a trustee requests separate consideration, any item requested for further discussion will be removed from the consent agenda and addressed under action items. The listed ordinances and resolutions were previously discussed at the April 1st, 2026 study session, and the board directed staff to bring them forward for final approval. Items included in this consent agenda are minutes of the March 4th, 2026 Board of Trustees study session meeting, minutes of the March 11th, 2026 Board of Trustees regular meeting, ordinance 2026-002, an ordinance authorizing a lot purchase agreement for lot 644 in the Prairie Meadow subdivision, including infrastructure extensions for a total amount not to exceed $125,000. Resolution 2026-R15, a resolution approving a non-endowed fund agreement with the Community Foundation of East Central Illinois. Resolution 2026-R16, a resolution amending the Village of Savoy's Personnel Policy Handbook. Resolution 2026-R17, a resolution confirming reappointments for the boards and commissions. And finally, resolution 2026-R18, a resolution regarding the approval, release, and confidentiality of certain closed session minutes. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? And a second? All right, if the clerk could call the roll.
Trustee Dykstra. Yes. Camphor,
Yes.
Mangan. Yes. Shunkweiler,
Yes.
Donaldson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, we'll move on to action items. The first action item is resolution 2026-R19, a resolution authorizing the purchase of a sweeper in an amount not to exceed $325,000. Is a motion to approve.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? John?
Just thank you, Roland, for that added information. It was jarring and very, very helpful. Going forward, it's something that we should always look for in terms of the future and our equipment. But thanks for the information.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, if the clerk could take the roll.
Trustee Camphor,
Yes.
Mankian. Yes. Shunkweiler,
Yes.
Donaldson,
Yes.
Dykstra,
Yes,
motion carries.
Okay, we'll move on to resolution 2026 R20, a resolution amending a redevelopment agreement for downtown Savoy with the Downtown Development Group LLC. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Heather?
Are by basically a common interest unit up down. So all of those areas that that common interest in not public areas the way they would be if they were conveyed.
Any other discussion?
well, I hadn't really considered it in terms of too much of a drawback. But I think we shouldn't get, number one, we shouldn't get hung up on the term downtown Savoy. This is the name, and one that last week I had suggested that we might want to change to Village Square or something that more, you know, told about the fact that it's a, you know, private enterprise, just like other strip malls are, or other grocery stores or those kinds of things, including the land around it. So, so the fact that it's called downtown Savoy, I think we shouldn't get hung up on that particular thing. We do need to make sure that we are, you know, making sure they do it right and making sure that we have access and all those things as we go forward. I don't think that is the goal of this organization. But obviously we always have to protect our interests for sure. So your point's well taken in terms of making sure we have keep track of and make sure the village of Savoy's interests are protected in terms of events and sidewalks and public space or quasi-public space, etc.
Trustee Megan, don't forget your microphone.
But it wouldn't be public space in that it is owned by that common or the community that controls that, what we're labeled as downtown, or if you want to call it a strip mall. The intention is
I
that.
don't want to
would
call it a strip mall. It isn't a strip mall.
downtown
I'm
area.
just giving examples of.
And it would not be public space, similar to those of us who live in HOAs and have our commons areas. But if that ownership of that development core went to someone else, the rules about who is in that space or whenever, that changes because it's owned by that corporation.
Larry?
I think it's actually would be owned by the development corporation,
Corporation,
rather
yes.
than the individuals. And I could see where there could be some issues. I think our goals are probably at this point in time are similar to what their goals would be. So I understand your point.
Any more discussion? Okay, seeing none, if the clerk could take the roll.
Trustee Mangian,
No.
trustee Schneider,
Yes.
Donaldson,
Yes.
Dykstra,
Yes.
Camphor,
Yes.
motion carries.
Right, move on to board trustees remarks.
I just want to remind people that on Saturday from 12 to 4, there's a big event open to everyone in Savoy and around. There will have bouncy houses, entertainment, country singer, band on stage, and all sorts of stuff at the First Baptist Church. It's the Rotary District, Central Illinois District, putting this on from 12 to 4 this Saturday.
Any other announcements or remarks? Okay, seeing none. With no other items on our agenda, I'll declare us adjourned.